Friend, welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. Today's practice is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be playing with our energies. We're going to be elevating our energies and then bringing them back down. And it's not something like a lot of people try to shy away when they see something like an energetic. It's not this big power yoga kind of situation. These are things that you can do throughout your day. It's a great thing to do. And then when you're feeling that slump in the afternoon, just this movement is a fantastic way to get that blood flowing, that heart pumping, and get yourself maybe into a different mode if you're feeling a little sluggish. So go ahead and welcome yourself to your mat. I am using a blanket. You're welcome to grab one. Not totally necessary, but it's nice to have. We're just going to right away come into a comfortable seated position. If you would like, you can have the legs folded in or you can have them out long. We're just going to roll the shoulders up towards the ears and relax them down the back. Close the eyes down. And then just bring the palms together and we're just going to rub them back and forth, creating some heat and friction here. We have thousands of nerve endings in our palms. We have thousands of nerve endings throughout our body. But our hands, it's important that we kind of warm up the hands because they're directly connected to our heart. And then once the hands are nice and toasty, let's go ahead and press them into our heart. Taking quiet moments to welcome yourself to your healing sacred space. Let's take a breath together, inhaling in, part the lips, exhale, let it go. Now we're going to take the hands and we're going to cup them behind the back of the neck, flaring the elbows out nice and wide. And this hands on our back of our neck, the hands on the back of our neck, is just to remind us to keep the head in line with the spine as we find this twisting motion. So we're going to take an inhale over to the left and an exhale to the right. Inhale, exhale. Now the cadence is up to you. You can pick up the pace or you can slow it down. Couple more moments. Finish up one more round. Recenter, release or reach the hands, I should say, reach the hands up nice and tall. Create fists here. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Hold the breath in and squeeze the hands. Then release and let the hands come down. Taking the arms out nice and wide. We're going to bring the arms crossed over. Then we're going to open them out. Then we're going to throw the hands over the shoulders. So we're crossing them over in front. And then we're bringing them up and over the shoulders. So make this move big and dynamic. Taking the arms out, swinging out, and throwing our cares over our shoulders. Close the eyes down and just feel into this dynamic movement. Opening up through the chest, opening up through the shoulders, throwing our cares away. A couple more times. Opening out and bring it behind. Couple more moments. Opening and closing. Start to slow this movement down a little bit. Slowing it down a little bit more. Nice, then place the hands on the lap. Close the eyes and just notice and observe How is the body feeling after just those few movements? Holding on to the knees, we're going to find a few seated cat-cows. Leading with the chest, come forward and round back. So flexing through the spine as we come forward and back. Rippling through. Start to pick up the pace slightly. Taking that chest forward and rounding back. Using those legs as leverage. Pull yourself forward and back. Getting that spine nice and warm. A couple more times. Pulling forward and rocking back. And then coming back up to that tall spine, roll the shoulders down, close the eyes. Observing once again. Even in stillness, our energetic body is still moving. Feel that synergy. Feel that energy pulsing. Taking this into circular movements, coming into our Sufi grinds, bringing that chest around from knee to knee. Again, we're picking up the pace a little bit more in this practice today. So instead of our slow, juicy flow, you can still be juicy here, but we're just picking this up a little bit more, taking it around, stirring up that energy, taking that Kundalini energy from the base of our spine, and we're distributing it all the way up to the crown of the head. And then go ahead and switch directions, coming around to the other side. Then coming back up to that tall spine, we're going to lift the hands up and overhead, and then we're going to fold forward. Again, it doesn't matter if your legs are folded in or long. We're just going to take a couple moments here, opening up through the back door of our heart. Breathing deep. And once again, just feeling and noticing how that energetic body is pulsing and moving even in our stillness. Walk the hands close in towards the body and very slowly lift on up. Come around to those hands and knees. Feel free to use that blanket to pad up the knees if you'd like to have some support here. We're not going to be here super long, but we're going to once again work into raising those energies and do a little bit of balance with our energies as well. So coming into this tabletop position, let's just do a round of cat-cow just to kind of rinse out the spine. And then meet me in tabletop position. We're going to take that right foot back and behind, raise it up to hip level. Taking that opposite hand, reaching it forward, coming into our Firebird. Knee and elbow and nose come in towards center, then take it long. So we're extending the hand and the foot in the opposite direction. Keep this controlled even if you're bringing up that pace. Drive it in and take it long. Inhale, exhale. Take it long and hold here. Embrace the wobble. Keep pressing through that heel of the back foot. Pressing the fingertips forward, crown of head forward. Beautiful. Hand comes down, knee comes down, swish out through the hips a few times. If you'd like, you can also work into the wrists a little bit, turning fingertips towards the wide edge of the mat, maybe towards the knees, or maybe in towards each other. Stretching out through the wrists as well as those hips. Let's reverse direction of the hip circles. Returning back into that tabletop position, we're going to go to that other side, taking that left foot back, toe stays dialed down, right hand comes forward, knee and nose come in towards chest, extend long. Again, coming in, extend long. Controlled movement, taking it long, driving everything in. You can always tuck that opposite toe under for a kickstand. Drive it in and open out. Last time, come into a hold. Keep that toe dialed down, press that heel back. Fingertips are coming forward, crown of head is forward. Breathe. Hand comes down to the earth, knee comes down to the earth. Part the knees, bring the big toes together. Take those arms far forward and come into your wide-legged child's pose. Take several breaths, rebound here. If you'd like a little release into the shoulders and some relief into the hands, widen the elbows out. Bring the hands behind the back of the head, creating a little reverse namaste here. Several long, deep breaths. Take the hands down to the earth, snake the chest through, draw the knees back in, and then tuck the toes, raise the hips, and come into your downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the knees, nodding head yes and no, just play here for a moment. Then come into stillness for a moment, pressing the heels towards the earth. Bending the knees, peeking forward. Step one foot, then the other foot to the top of the mat, meeting in our forward fold. Taking the hands to the tops of the feet, we're going to paint the front side of the body. So take the booty back. So we're going to bend into the knees. And we're going to take the hands to the shins, to the knees, to the thighs, to the belly, to the chest, to the shoulders, up above the head. And take the arms out to the side and roll all the way back down. Again, bending the knees generously. Take the hands to the tops of the feet, to the shins, to the knees. It's a slow spinal roll up. Hands pave the front body and reach up, come out to the side and roll all the way back down. One more time, bending into the knees, rolling very slowly to come all the way up. Palms come up above the head. This time, just release the hands so that they come towards the hips. Beautiful. Walk the feet a little wider than hip width apart. This one is really fun, and it takes a moment to kind of get the rhythm together. But it is also a little bit noisy, so you can wake up your neighbors here or anybody else in your house. This is a great way to get the energy moving more. Inhale, reaching the hands up and overhead. We're going to take the hands down and bend the knees. We're going to clap and then bring the hands up overhead. So it's a clap and then hands clap above the head. Find your rhythm. Bend the knees, bring the hands up. Smacking hands down and up above the head. Bending knees and up. Couple more times. Make that discharge of the breath too. Really smacking down. Make the people in your house wonder what One more time. Walk the feet so that they are hip width apart. Take the hands in front of the chest and just part the hands and just feel that energy between each one of the palms. Feel that surge of energy. Feel that elevated breath, that blood pumping. Unite the palms. Reach the hands up. Melt all the way down into your fold. Place hands onto earth. Step one foot back, then the other foot back, down dog. Knees come down to the earth. Swing the legs around and come back to your seated position. Take a moment with the eyes shut down, just observing, noticing if that energy has changed. Notice if some of those things, those thoughts in our mind have dissipated or shifted. Taking an inhale in through the nose. Exhale, seal your practice. Gentle the eyes open. We're going to pick up our journal. Feeling a little out of breath here, trying to talk and teach at the same time. And I feel energized. That's awesome. All right, so what we're going to write about today is we're going to write about, when do you feel most alive? When do you feel most alive? Right now, it's for me after this yoga practice. I take some time writing a list or writing a good journal prompt or good journal, all about when do you feel most alive. Thank you again for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and namaste.